Have you ever stopped to think about what really affects a woman? What makes her step out of her comfort zone, rethink her actions, and suddenly start seeing you differently? The truth is that most men spend their lives trying to please, trying to prove their worth, trying to win a woman over with compliments, gifts, and excessive attention. But what if I told you that the key to awakening an overwhelming desire in a woman is precisely to touch on her most sensitive spot, her pride? Yes, because female pride is not just a personality trait, it's an armor that protects emotions. And when that armor is struck, she feels challenged, intrigued, and that's when you become irresistible. But before you go around trying to hurt any woman's pride, you need to understand exactly how to do it the right way, because one wrong move can make her forget about you forever. A woman's pride is directly tied to her desire to be admired, desired, and valued. A proud woman feels special, unique, untouchable, and that's exactly why so many men fail when trying to win her over. They feed into this pride, put her on a pedestal, and end up becoming predictable, disposable. Now, imagine what happens when you suddenly break this pattern. When, instead of boosting her ego even further, you do the exact opposite. When you take a step back, stop showing so much availability, and make her realize that, unlike the others, you're not impressed. This is a shock for any woman used to being worshipped, and that shock generates curiosity, restlessness, and an almost unconscious need to understand why you're not playing the game like everyone else. This is where attraction begins to take root, because her mind enters a state of challenge. She needs to prove to herself that she is in control, but deep down, she's the one falling into your trap. To hurt a woman's pride the right way, you need to show that you have options, that you don't depend on her attention, that your life goes on just fine with or without her. One of the biggest mistakes a man can make is showing that he is desperate or emotionally dependent. Women sense this from a mile away, and when they do, they lose interest instantly. The secret is to make her feel like she's losing you before she even fully has you. Replying to messages with a slight delay, maintaining a firm posture in discussions, not giving in too easily to her wants, and, most importantly, not showing insecurity. These small actions deeply affect female pride because they make her question her own power over you. And believe me, when a woman starts wondering why you're not chasing her like the others, it's a sign that you've already planted the seed of obsession. Another extremely effective way to wound a woman's pride is to subtly show that you have high standards and that not everything she does impresses you. This means you can't overreact to every picture she posts, you can't shower her with constant compliments, and most importantly, you can't let her see that she has you in the palm of her hand. If she dresses up to impress you, act naturally. If she tries to provoke you, show indifference. If she flirts, don't show too much excitement. This psychological resistance makes her feel challenged, and women love challenges. Her pride starts to crack because, for the first time, she encounters a man who isn't melting at the slightest sign of attention. And this is when she starts making an effort, wanting to grab your attention, wanting to prove that she deserves your interest. But here's the most interesting part: when a woman's pride is hurt in the right way, she doesn't get mad at you. Quite the opposite, she feels an irresistible urge to win you over. This happens because the human brain values things that aren't easy to obtain, things that feel like a prize to be won. If you act like she has already won you over, she will never truly appreciate you. But if you place yourself in a position of scarcity, if you show that you're not just anyone and that you're not always available, she starts feeling like she has to fight for your attention. This creates an addictive effect where she invests time, energy, and emotions into you, and the more she invests, the more trapped she becomes. Now, it's important to remember that all of this needs to be done with intelligence and balance. If you overdo it and become too rude or indifferent, she might simply walk away and see you as uninteresting. The secret is in the subtlety, in the details, in small gestures that show you're in control but without coming across as arrogant or unreachable. Hurting a woman's pride the right way doesn't mean disrespecting her, it means challenging her perception of herself. It means making her realize that you are not like the others, that you have value, that your presence is a privilege and not an obligation. And when she realizes this, when she feels that she could lose you to someone else at any moment, that's when the desire explodes, and she starts wanting you more than ever. At the end of the day, that's exactly how the game works. Attraction isn't about flattery, it's not about chasing, it's not about trying to impress. Attraction is about creating mystery, generating a challenge, making the other person feel like they need to win you over. When you learn how to hurt a woman's pride the right way, you become the prize, and without even realizing it, she becomes the hunter. It's a powerful psychological game that, when played correctly, will make her love you like never before.